Hey everybody. Clearing. Okay, let's dive into a Divine Masculine check-in. First off, I want to see how are the DMs feeling for the DFs today. Intimately, what's the vibe? DMs, where are you at with how you're feeling for the feminines today? What is the energy? Thank you, Divine Creator, for bringing through all the highest and most beneficial information for us. Okay, Three of Candles. This is talking about wondering what the future holds. Lovely, but let's see what this book says. Stay determined to remain adventurous. Take your ideas for a walk. Seek outside influences. A third component may further ignite your passions. So there's something outside of what the masculines have done in these connections so far. There's a third way of looking at things. Usually when we're at a crossroads, we just have two contrasts. This is brainstorming material. I just saw 111. So anybody who wants to claim that innovative kind of way of looking at the future potentials, do so now. But yeah, feminines, the masculines want to bring in more of an adventurous twist to keep the intrigue here. I'm going to ask why the masculines are coming to this awareness at this time. The Emperor, because they can't control this connection. The Emperor in the reverse is putting down control issues. They might not feel completely ready. Like, this is the King of all kings as well. So if the masculines aren't feeling completely able to have success in these scenarios in the typical ways, they're putting down the control issue and they're looking for creative solutions. Or actually, let's clarify it. What is this third energy that the divine masculines are drawing on at this time, or considering, or coming to, that will help them see the adventure forward with the counterpart, the Empress in the upright? So adventure, abundance. That's beautiful. Justice in the inverse and Eight of Wands. So there's something that's being telepathically or energetically discerned that is atypical. Remember, we've been getting this Justice card in the inverse. This is usually like straightforward, cookie cutter, material realm, status quo. This can be very by the book, very traditional, very black and white kind of thinking. Energetically, there's this discerning of what true abundance would be. So the Emperor is wanting to open up this dynamic to something unconventional here that will bring abundance. So that can be a income stream, that can be an investment, that can be something that will support both. Right now, it looks like the emperors are feeling like the empresses have it made in the shade kind of energy, and that they are doing something out of the goodness of their spirit, their heart, to put you first, feminines. So there's also that. It's like, whatever this interesting third concept, idea, train of thought is, they do feel like it elevates you, and they sort of take a shadow to the benefit it will have for you. So that's interesting. What do we need to do? Let's see. What would they say to the divine feminines about this route or idea they're having? I want a fresh start with you. So that's the Ace of Pentacles in the inverse. So they are considering something in the material realm, something that may have to do with finances, something that would bring in a brand new cycle, something that they are considering bringing into this dynamic with you, divine feminines. So they haven't fully decided on it. They're exploring the idea. Okay, let's get an energetic card. What do the feminines need to know about that message that just came through? How can the feminines integrate what just came through? without knowing what that specific thing is. Maybe some do. So we are getting whimsy, fantasy, and wonder. So it's a brainstorming. The first message I'm getting, feminines, is, isn't it amazing that we're getting this kind of think outside the box energy for the masculines? They are wanting adventure. This speaks of a more cosmic knowledge of this connection, that it doesn't subscribe to the ways of the world. It's much more limber, the grand yoga. So yeah, feminines, this is where the play can come in. So don't be afraid to, take it with a grain of salt that your masculine is starting to innovate some unconventional things here. We also have alchemy, metamorphosis, and karmic completion. So when we overcome karma, so many of the masculines are releasing karmic ways of life, jobs, friend groups, situationships, all these kinds of things are being released. This kind of untethered brainstorming, innovative, necessity breeds innovation period for the masculines. They are in a very open, solutions-minded train of thought right now. And so celebrate that. Know that this is the alchemical ingredient. The masculines need to leave their karmic situations so they can be untethered from those, so they can dream bigger here. And we get Temple of Suspended Endings, standstill, suspended animation, holding space. This was in the inverse. So while it might feel like a bit of a pause, it's not going to last too long. Don't really look at it as though it's a standstill with your connection. Look at it more as though it's a standstill while the energies switch over, and while the masculines crystallize whatever course of action, route they want to take here. Right now, they're just playing the what if game and looking at various scenarios going forward. Okay, let's get into the masculine reading. So I'm going to do a whole bunch of decks. This one is going to be for how the masculines are conscious of certain things right now in the connection, the usual daily questions, what you beautiful divine masculines need to know about what you are conscious of. So this is stuff that might be hidden from your conscious mind, an angle, a backstory, information you might need, masculines. Then we're going to get what the DMs would say to the DFs about what they are conscious of at this time. I'm actually going to do, this is their wishes, like their preferences. So again, that doesn't mean that it's the right preference. It means we're just going to tap into where they're actually considering things. This deck is going to be for what the feminines need to know about what we'll see here for the masculine's point of view, and some instruction for the feminines based on those things. Okay. Masculines, what are they wanting consciously to look at regarding the connection right now? Okay, so they are really looking at the psychic, intuitive, unconditional love that their counterpart has shown them. The Queen of Cups is the unconditionally embodied aspect of the Empress. This is the mothering, the nurture, the heart and soul. This is the love. And so the masculines know you have this immeasurable amount of love for them. In the inverse, they are looking deeply to consider, are you founded in that? Is there something in them that they can agree you are seeing accurately? Oftentimes, the masculines feel unnerved that the feminines can tell that there's love there when they haven't expressed it, or that the feminines are able to pick up on their mood when they think they're, masking those suffering energies from the rest of the world. But what I'm getting here is that the masculines are now looking at, maybe my feminine is right. Maybe I am this divine being. Maybe I am a more cosmic or an extraordinary being. So they're actually wanting to take an overview of the connection and see if there's some just cause that they can use to boost their confidence, but not in a love bombing, ego-based way, in a hero's journey kind of way is what I'm getting. So masculines, what do you need to see about that? The Empress. Yes, exactly. So the Empress in the inverse, this is the divine feminine, but in the inverse, here we have it again. Masculines, definitely, this is your green light. Take what your feminine has said and given you the understanding that they see in you. Take that deep to heart. And this is saying, treat it as gospel and believe it about yourself. Really see if you can adjust your own take on your own personality, your own motives. Like, these Empress energies have a way of making light of things that you might still be struggling with. And so this is an opportunity, masculines, for you to consider what your Empress has said objectively to be infallible in certain ways. If you're still sitting with things that feel too good to be true, it's your time right now to allow those things to be included as truth instead of rejecting them. This is about letting that love in and letting that love light shine, I just heard. What would the masculines say to their feminines about this? I feel the same way. I'm hearing about you. There's only one reason the masculines would be wanting to take this step, to include the things that you've shown them about themselves to heart. And that's because they value you that way, divine feminines. And so there's a little bit of a mirrored ricochet. It's a self-fulfilling loop there. If they give you kudos, then what you say must be accurate, even if they've had a very difficult time seeing these things in themselves confidently. It's sinking in. The love is sinking in. What do the feminines need to know about this? The justice. This is when justice will prevail in the physical realm. This is justice coming in. This is the truth. You've spoken the truth from your balance, from your temperance. And even if it's been a while, even if they didn't respond right away, it's like a depth charge that's been blowing apart the ego constructs and the mask under the surface the whole time. So what do the feminines need to know for advice? Freedom. And the masculines. I'm actually going to do this card, this deck for both. Whoever's watching, this is the advice for the connection. The energy of freedom supports our sense of limitless possibility and potential, boundless expression, and bold exploration. And that sounds like adventure to me. Freedom to be adventurers together without taking offense to the other. This is where we trust that we're on the same page. We trust that we have each other's best interest at heart, and it's more playful. There's freedom to explore. I just heard there are no stupid ideas, no stupid questions. And so we're really getting this freedom to just be unguarded. Unguarded. Beautiful. Okay, what are the masculines wanting to see in the feminine right now? They're wanting to see that even if these connections aren't public knowledge in a traditional way, that there isn't ego in it, that it's founded, that it's real, that even if others don't know about the connection, even if the masculines aren't shouting it from the rooftops, that the love is trusted. They're wanting to see the feminine believing in this love without it having to be boastful or showy. And they're looking for that right now. Remember, this is the conscious mind. They are looking for indications that you are truly embracing the love on the deepest levels to the extent that you don't need it to be affirmed by those around. What do the masculines need to know about this? Ten of Pentacles. Okay, this is the real deal. This is the long-term success. This is the foundation. So masculines, you've been intuitively guided to watch for this in your feminine, to know that they are really into you for you. And that is the sure footing that allows for a relationship to go on the distance. Good jobs. What can we see for what the masculines would say to the feminines? I do not want to lose you. In the reverse, and what I'm getting from this is because they're liking what they see, that you don't need this connection to be boastful. It's not for show. This connection is because you genuinely love them, that they know they can't lose you. That's the trust that's coming in for the masculines. What do the feminines need to know about this? Queen of Wands. Here you are, divine feminine. This is you doing you, being in your wholeness, and it shows. It shows. Your masculine knows this. You've claimed your independence. You are holding your truth, and you are radiant, feminines. What can we see for the energy, the advice, multidimensionality? The frequency of multidimensionality activates our awareness of our true essence, which is eternal and multidimensional. It's not about the ways of the world or the acclaim or the reputation in the world. It is about this soul stuff. It's about the knowing. It's about that internal guidance that's connected to source. It is about this eternal love. What are the masculines consciously wanting to acknowledge on the heart space and revel in? I just heard. Ooh, sovereignty, autonomy. They're wanting to really give a shout to the feminines for holding your own, for allowing them to hold their own, for trusting that they've got this, for believing in them, for knowing that they are whole, for reflecting that back, for heeding that resonance that they are projecting into the world now. They are somehow seeing the reflection in each other as whole, not codependent. I just heard they're jumping for joy like giddy schoolgirls. Okay, masculines, do it. Heel click to the left, to the right. So good. So masculines know on the heart space it's sealed. The deal is sealed because there's this strength, this deep wholeness they can feel. What do the masculines need to know about that? The lovers, this is the love grounding. So take heart, masculines. It's not in your head. They've made a choice. They see that you are the only one that can go to these depths of intimacy and hold your own, and that affirms they can hold their own. This is a really powerful message, and it's deep heart-centered stuff today, everybody. Wow. What would they say to the feminines? There's that Ace of Pentacles. This is that brand new start showing up in the physical. This is a foundation we can really build on. I just heard the masculines say this stability. What do the feminines need to know about this? Nine of Pentacles. This is the same card here. It is in the inverse, which feminines, you might still be a little bit confused or a little bit behind your masculine as far as seeing this hold your own kind of energy. This can just mean that you know this is your person and that you're reflecting this yin yang as well. But if there are any hesitancies, please, divine feminines, if you're truly in this level of conscious connection, write your take on it so that you see how you could both take comfort in being self-contained. That doesn't mean keeping secrets and not expressing emotional truths or other things to each other. It just means that you don't need to be coddled, that you don't need to mom your divine masculine, that you know everybody's got this, and that you are equals, that you're both strong and whole and able to have this incredible new beginning that's rock solid. What can we see for the advice? Sixth chakra, intuition. Energy of the third eye chakra supports our inner sight and intuitive abilities. So masculines are upping the intuitive abilities to see how whole you both are. And feminines, you are being invited to up your intuitive abilities to see how whole you both are. Beautiful. What are the masculines wishing to see about you, divine feminine, on the heart space? Oh, they're wishing to see that when there are counterintuitive things, when you have, I'm hearing, backslid or done karmic things or given the wrong impression, they're wishing to see where you were coming from when you did those things. They're also wishing to see the progress, the genuine progress, as your heart is put more at ease, as they show up more. They want to see this wisdom coming in. They want to get rid of in the connection, or at least they don't want to progress while there are still these kinds of uncertainties or misconceptions. This can also be karmic partners for the divine masculines. So, or if you have karmic partners, I'm getting that these are still karmic ways that the masculines are deeply wanting to not have part of these unions anymore. So what do you need to know about that, masculines? 10 of Wands. As you end the burden, you will see your divine feminine reflect a wise energy instead of still some of the insecure questioning or doubts, or that can be words, actions, a vibe. anything that you are picking up on, it's connected to your removal of burden in your life. So if your life hasn't fully streamlined yet, the reflection of your feminine will be a perfect indicator of how much burden you still have to release. It's synonymous. Harmony with your feminine is synonymous with your karma cleanup, masculines. What would the masculines say to the feminines like this? I lay awake thinking about our future. So they do think about what will happen when this burden is gone. They do think about what it could look like if you don't have any of these misconceptions left, or any just cause or reason for them. When the going gets really good, they think about your future. What do the feminines need to know? The world, this cycle, the world cycle, the materialism, all of the lower vibrational growth curve is being overcome, and it is becoming a more cosmic connection, a more one of two expert manifestors teaming up. What can we see for the advice? Perception. The frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. So when we can differentiate between a more cosmic vantage point and the predictive programming of the world, when we're going between those scales of perception, it stands to reason that we would be questioning so much of what we've known of the world, sort of in hindsight. You know, the moral of the story, seeing things for what they are because we've got enough of a bigger holistic vantage point to now see those dualistic pairs as part of a spectrum. They're not one or the other to argue about. They are part of the same continuities. We're starting to see in blended, unified pairs, and that is shifting the perspective that things are at odds into the way that things are holistic. So keep doing that, feminines, because your masculine is becoming more sensitive to when the two of you are interpreting your reality and each other through this more healed way of doing it. What are the masculines consciously wishing for with these connections? For divine timing, for the lucky break, for things to get going, for the going to get good. They are intending it. They're manifesting that. They're investing their thoughts towards that. Oh, Suka, your chewy is so loud. Go up there. Go up there. So it's not banging on the floor. Go up. Good girl, go up. Queen of Pentacles. So this is the home. In the inverse, this is situations with living, with home, with children in some cases, with other partners in some cases. That's very loud, Suka. That's very, very loud. I wish you would chew that and make a drum beat. This is interesting because they are waiting for something to do with living, situation, partnership. It's also the wifey card. So all of those big, energies that talk about home and home life and domestic comfort, those things, the masculines are really wishing to see that piece fall into place. What would they say to the feminines? Sex. So it's in the reverse. So they are kind of abstaining, trying to abstain. This is a pretty ominous, kind of always on the mind sort of energy, but they are waiting for this stuff to smooth out before they pounce. I'm getting the kitty butt wiggles again. But yeah, it's on their minds. They really want to do it right. I'm even hearing for some this whole abstinence before marriage concept. It's before the framework is in place. They don't want to overwhelm the connection with lust because, oh, do they know it would be here? Yes. What can we see for the feminines here? Six of Cups. So you can feel this reunion, this soul level attraction amping up too. It's in the upright. We've been getting this in the inverse in the last little while. So this means we're one step closer. So both are focused on the horizon that looks like more play together. What is the advice here? Delight. It's such a nice energy I'm feeling, such a mature, appropriate, foundational kind of intention here. Delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we evoke in others. If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy, is what I just heard. So the masculines know that they want the proper foundation. They want to do it right so that this can be harmonious. And feminines, you're also wanting to have no cares in the world and have it settled so that there can just be play. That is so beautiful. Okay, what are the masculines consciously doing at this time? Kindness. They are... Okay, I heard the word breadcrumb, but I heard it's not so much breadcrumb, but deliciously and deliberately placed morsels. So it's like hors d'oeuvres, they're saying, not breadcrumbs. How cute, masculines. This is my card of kindness. So it's about being present in the moment and communicating based on this knowledge that they are really paying attention to divine guidance, and they're not wanting to create an instability waveform. They're not wanting to do a speed wobble here. They're wanting to be sure-footed but sweet and blameless. They want to really be of service. They want to only interact when it's going to be productive, essential, well thought out, intentional, and foundational. Whoa, what do the masculines need to know about this? 9 of Wands. You are telepathically in communication at all times with your feminine. You are designing this together. And so, you know, masculines, if you're really on a conscious love journey, you will see your feminine responding to these very simple, minimal communications, most likely, but responding as though they already know. They can see you on the deepest levels. They may not, though, be conscious of how deeply they do get you, masculines, but this is an indicator that the two of you do have a conduit of energy between, and that even if the 3D human selves like to have some clarification, communication, supporting evidence, there is this surefire, beautiful conduit of knowing between the two. What would the masculines say to the feminines about this? Do you even care in the reverse? So the masculines are seeing the love. They are seeing, feeling, depending on what stage of connectivity you're in, they are recognizing they don't have to question if you care. And it's not what you're saying, it's how you're responding, it's what you're doing. It's the frequency that they are picking up on energetically from you. And it's how you are, I'm getting that ballroom dance analogy again. If the masculines are, I'm seeing like really fast, like foxtrotting, and how it's kind of looks effortless, but it's so freaking difficult. So I'm seeing the masculines doing this syncopated foxtrot thing, and that you're not concerned about why it looks random or spastastic, that you're just striding with it. Now, it may not be fast moving like a foxtrot, but it's these little deliberate boom, 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 boom things. And the masculines are seeing that you are not questioning them. You're actually rolling with it, is what I'm getting. And that is showing them how much you actually care, rather than being argumentative, being karmic, being resistant, being frustrated. You're rolling with it. And that is something that they are intentionally seeing as a change here. They're recognizing it with your connection. Feminines, be curious if you can see this too, because this is going to be really supportive for you to acknowledge that, oh yes, when my masculine does X, Y, Z, I am much more easygoing and on the same page. And if I'm not, I trust rather than become skeptical. Be curious about that, feminines. If you are in more of a suffering or low frequency about these things, adopt this new curiosity, and you will find that it helps you. What can we see for the advice? Surrender supports us to let go of illusionary control and yield to the flow of love and life. The masculines are letting go of the illusionary control because they're starting to really trust and feel like they are leading this, not so much out of control issues, but through mastery. Oh, that's so beautiful. Not so much control issues, but through mastery. So they are surrendering to it, and it's even making their choices and interactions more poetic, I just heard. How beautiful. Yeah, masculines. What is the biggest challenge for the masculines? Grounding this otherworldly heaven on earth love, like having it. Oh, I just heard we're trying to construct this red carpet rollout, and it's pretty daunting because you're so intuitive and there are so many circumstances to factor in. But it's like I see them going like this and they're like, oh, I'm doing it. Yes, masculines, you've got this. You've got this, masculines. What do the It's really adorable. I'm getting angel wing flutters again. What do the masculines not see? Nine of Swords, that you are ending your anxiety. Look at how much less anxious you've become, masculines. This is beautiful. So this is how you know you're doing it, masculines, is your degree of anxiety is lessening and you're starting to have a spring in your step and a smile for no reason more often. Okay, and what would they say to you, feminines? So even though the masculines are orchestrating a lot on behalf of these connections behind the scenes, there isn't anyone else, feminines. There is someone else in the inverse. This is the Three of Cups being reduced to the Two of Cups. They are doing all of this for your connection. So if they seem aloof, if they're distant, they are actually doing things behind the scenes, and they're wanting to usher this ascent into union as best they can. And it's not that they're focusing on other people, not in their hearts, not in their minds. If they are very spacious in the connection right now, it's literally because they are considering so many factors that the feminine doesn't typically concern themselves with, that are the masculine forte. So it's not that there's someone else. They are doing everything for your connection and for you and for their betterment right now, I just heard. Oh, what do the feminines need to know about this? Empress in the inverse. The Empress has been showing, so just, trust, feminines. You might be skeptical that you are their empress. Right now, the Empress is on the table and you might not be seeing it right now, but there isn't anyone else. There isn't, not truly, even if there's a karmic partner in the mix, not in their heart. Trust, feminines. But for most, we're coming into, most of the people in my collective I just heard are more single than still in karmic connections. That, however, does not mean these readings aren't for you, because the same energies influence those who are in the stages of union where there are more heavy karmic involvement still. So this energy, you precocious ones that still have karmic partners involved, you're still influenced by the same energy. Just take the parts that resonate and are applicable, but it's degrees of it. Remember, everything is in cycles and in almost like the rings of a tree. As we're coming into the epicenter, we still have these paralleled lessons that each of us deal with karmically. Some of them are bigger and then they become more nuanced as we come into center. So yeah, you're the Empress, even if you don't see it right now. What is the advice for everybody? Universal love activates the connection we feel to each other, to our planet, and the whole of existence. So this really is synonymous with union as well. The universal love right now, there's such an expansion of consciousness, which creates more and more safety within, more and more peace, more and more wholeness, more and more love. And so we're really getting into being good on our own. which is synonymous with bringing in union. What is the solution to the masculines planning this big orchestration and changing their lives and doing it first person? What is your advice? Yeah, keep staying in this strength. The strength comes after the devil's been at play. You're anchoring this humble, noble affirmation that you are of this. We saw that message at the beginning of the reading, masculines, where you are now really believing your feminine has seen this noble, beautiful masculine in you, and you're taking it to heart. This is bringing you peace, and it's bringing you the utmost of encouragement, sight unseen, because you know your feminine has eyes to see you. You are given this grace to do it right and to get this one shot at this life, to nail it. What do you need to see right now, masculines? Temperance. So yeah, temperance in the inverse, strength in the inverse. This might feel newly budding in your life at this deep of a level, but you've got this. You are balancing out. You do have proof at how far you've come. The anxiety that we just saw that is dissipating, this healing that you can feel, that you're no longer engaging in karmic situations, you're no longer seeking external approval, you're finding it within yourself, this integrity that's growing. So beautiful, masculines. What would the masculines say to the feminines about this? It's on. So it's no longer a no, it's on. It's on. Like, ooh, red light district on. Oh my goodness, masculines. What can we see for the feminines? Let it sink in. So this is sinking in direct proportion. The reality of this love is dawning on your heart in exactly the proportion the masculines are becoming ready to access this love of a lifetime. It is sinking in. There is this forgiveness. This is the card with the Mother Mary, the Heavenly Mother, forgiving the masculines praying for forgiveness to find this redeemed truth, this renewed truth. So feminines, just let that process go. Part of the redemption process for the masculines is really this humble empowerment of balance coming in for them. That's going to indicate that that forgiveness process is complete. What is the friendship? What is the energy advice here? The energy of friendship supports our intrinsic desire for connection with others based on mutual affection and appreciation. It's no more hypothetical. We're going to be given more and more and more opportunities to actually like this person that we've been matched up with energetically. You know, we don't often ask for these counterparts to emerge in our lives. It comes when we're ready for it, but it takes a little bit of time to understand the wisdom of the energetic pairing. So this is absolutely beautiful because we're starting to really like these people. The masculines are even starting to really like the feminines and appreciate on the deepest levels how freaking bomb each other is. Okay, what is the direction in the near future that the masculines consciously want to go in? They want to divulge the secrets. They want to talk about the deepest stuff. I heard the deepest shit. So masculines are really prepping for coming to clean on the deepest levels. They want full disclosure, full emotional transparency. I'm hearing the masculines say, it hasn't been that I didn't know what was going on inside of me. It's just I didn't want to give you that part of myself so that you would fall in love with me in an imbalanced, premature way. Do you know how hard it's been to stand on my own through the stages of becoming autonomously, without leaning on you, without caving into the temptation, without falling into you and giving up on my inner work and journey. Don't think for a moment I wasn't aware of how easy that would have been. Oof, masculines, that's so, whoa. What do the masculines need to know about that? The world Dun 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 dun. Masculines, you've overcome the world. Feminines, we got the world as well. So this is where we rise up, we ascend, we are able to talk about it when it's no longer binding us. Now this is my favorite reading ever, everybody. What would the masculines say to the feminines about this? It's on and it's almost a yes. This is the sun. So we got this disclosure of the moon and then the rising of the sun. And look at that. We've got the world in the middle. Look at that harmony. Look at that, you guys. Moon, sun, and world. This is the orbit. This is the cosmic dance, the cosmic pair. And this is the cosmic orchestration. This is the energy that the masculines are wanting to see next. It's this finely tuned orchestration of divine order. Wow, feminines, what do we need to know? Death, necessary endings, and transformation. This is the resurrection, when we die to the world and we rise again. Wow, I'm hearing this is giving up the ghost, and this is the dawn of that new day. Oh my gosh, you guys, this really is a cosmic. What can we possibly get for advice? Commitment. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm hearing Doja Cat. I put the ring on when you're ready. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's from Streets. I love that one. Okay, the frequency of commitment supports our ability to devote ourselves in all aspects of our being and with unwavering belief. Okay, you know, divine counterparts, divine union, unwavering belief, because it's infallibly matched, perfect. And so we are coming into these perfected, pure, equal partnerships on a cosmic, otherworldly level in the flesh. Whoa. Okay, so yeah, officially my favorite reading. Bye for now.